right now there are a lot of tools for you there, right? Na it will help you to create a more modern at the same time mas fluid, right? Or dynamic or mas mabilis mag-response na IoT. Welcome to Kaka Computer, so where tech meets wit and wisdom. So for this episode, we're going to talk about beyond latency. It's the real state of real-time engagement. So usually, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito is why is real-time engagement is the backbone of the modern application that we have today. So hindi lang modern application, but ano nga rin mga IoT na rin. Hindi lang application, but tangible things, right, is operating on the RTE as well. So we will go discuss here yung sa tech scene na to, ano ba yung RTE, and what is the role of RTE to the developers out there. Okay, so first, Vince, how do we define RTE?
So RTE is like, you get to experience like everything online, virtually, but in the real-time experience. Real-time, like the latency is very low, like because the latency plays a role on how you perceive the experience, right?
Yes.
So especially when it comes to online platforms, the more it delays, the more it's not interactive.
Yeah.
You lose the the focus.
Especially sa mga games.
Sa games,
yeah. Yung
game.
gaming industry, ano pa ba? May mga critical may mga critical scenarios rin where RTE is really crucial. Like for example, sa mga flight, sa healthcare, right?
Healthcare.
And then other more things that are high stake to actually stream na kailangan within time constriction talaga, kailangan may balik or may output agad eh.
Actually, you will see it on, sa mga live shopping. Di ba dati parang magla-live ka lang, benta-benta ngayon. Pero ngayon, mas interactive na siya. Makikita mo, for TikTok, Shopee, yan. May mga na sila, di ba? Triggers na pwede mo na tong bilhin. Pwede mo na rin as si seller na, tag dito, i-show tong mga bagay na to.
Kasi, traditionally, on how live streaming works, kasi di ba, although ngayon nangyayari pa rin na may comment exclamation mark kung mine nyo to, di ba? May mga ganun nangyayari. But with the power of RTE, you can automate that one to make times easier and efficient na rin. Kung gusto mo ba yung product o hindi. Right? Kasi ganyan yung nangyayari sa mga RTE din. Na not just in online platforms, but for example, mas nararamdaman ko to sa mga games yung RTE Like for example, on the way how they're going to customize things for you. And then especially kapag sobrang time consistent yung game. Like for example, kapag hindi ka gumalaw ng 10 seconds, like for example, Mobile Legends, kapag di ka gumalaw ng 20 seconds or 25 seconds, I don't know what the time, ano yung actual time it is. Parang may output doon na kailangan mo gumalaw or mapapenalty ka na away from keyboard ka dun sa games mo. So, maraming ganun. Like for example, isa pa sa mga example ng RTE is yung mga Grab, right? Grab. Yung mga Waze, especially with the modern application, right? So, yung role ng RTE sa modern application is nandun, right? Especially ngayon, na yung sinabi mo nga, na kapag may delay doon sa certain experience, madidegrade kasi yung overall quality ng product. Right?
For example, dun sa example mo na sa Grab, sa Maps, di ba? Yung pag-send ng mga metadata, di ba? Kailangan yun real time.
Yes.
Pag-chat nila, di ba? Dapat on time talaga siya dumarating.
Yeah.
So, kasi kung titignan mo, akala mo simpleng bagay lang na magbibuild ka lang ng chat message. Pero sa back-end and infrastructure, importante na yung stability.
And then, especially for example, in the context of Waze or mga Google Maps, especially yung mga algorithm na kailangan mo mag-route. Right? Or, in the case of, for example, yung mga hindi lang lumabas tayo ng modern application. In the case of IoT, right? In the case ng mga system integrated na mga systems right, ng mga applications. Yung Tesla, right, na kapag may mga kotseng dumadaan, right, makikita mo na kung in danger ka, kung babanggain ka o hindi. Right? Or kung may mga potholes, right? So, the RTE goes beyond modern application, but nasa integrated system na rin sila. Right?
Actually, depende rin siya in the way you apply it. Katulad dun sa may, antag dito, sa Tesla, di ba? So, they use video and then transmit it to somewhere and then have the reaction, right? So there are a lot of use cases where ITE becomes the foundation.
Yung not just that kasi for example, yung IoT kasi talaga yung malaki yung role in terms of having a system being dynamic, right? Then not just that, ang role ng RTE din talaga. It's all fun and games, diba? Kasi tayo hindi natin masyadong ramdam na ginagamit natin, ganito yung nangyayari. But in the back end, how do we actually implement it? Diba?
Yeah.
So, may mga specific, may mga specific cases ba tayo or tools na how do we define na itong application na to may RTE or hindi? And then how are we going to ano ba yung mga normal, how does developers normal practices na seems what RTE is, and then ano yung RTE ngayon?
Okay. Sa tingin ko, kung sakaling magbibuild ka ng sariling RTE mo, ganyan, for example, kasi nakita mo tong potential, like as a project mo, siguro mas, okay, maganda siya na next door mo, nagawa mo siya, it becomes successful, lalo na ngayon na using AI, di ba? Marami kang coding agent na pwede gamitin, resources, mga open source, di ba? So, magiging successful ka sa pag-build. Pero, when it comes like you want your, the system that you built to become like in production or go to market, di ba?
Ship fast. Right?
So, ang hirap lang kasi kapag dumating ka sa point na live ka na and then you have to deal like the quality issues. Because you're not able to get into this problem when you are building the system, diba?
And then syempre kasi in the likes of microservices na ngayon, diba? It offers us the way how we're going to for example, junior developer ako. Gusto ko mag-implement ng RTE. And then, for example, yung RTE is audio or video, visuals, diba? Ano ba yung magandang tools out there for me to implement that, right?
So actually, there's a lot of different like platform, but you can look at for Agora. Yeah. Agora is very, very successful when it comes to like RTE because they have been, here, like for many years.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think globally they are like being used like on the backend service for like 67% around the world. Yeah.
And then yung selling factor din kasi dito, like when we use this kind of technology, in that hindi lang siya fast, but it has been existing na way before.
Yeah.
So ibig sabihin, maraming documentation for you to actually see kung ano ba yung mga naging problem before, right? And other than that, tawag dito, I think itong RTE, and then it's really it's really a niche na kailangan talagang pag-usapan din, right? Kasi hindi man lahat nakaka-appreciate ng ganun. Pero kasi ngayon yung systems natin, yung mga modern application natin ngayon, systems ngayon, hindi natin na-realize, right? Kasi ngayon in the likes of AI, yun kasi una natin mapapansin na may AI . Pero kapag yung experience sa tingin mo sobrang fluid and then dynamic, and sa tingin mo connected talaga sa yung application mo. That's RTE, right? Yeah.
So kung parang halimbawa as a consumer ng isang product, ay alam ko yung ginamit diyan, AI ganyan.
Yes.
Pero what's behind it, 'di ba? What it makes you successful, interactive, 'di ba? Then papasok talaga yung RTE. Kasi Kasi yung parang dapat ang delay niya nasa sub-second latency.
Yes.
Yung pinaka-optimal nga nasa 300 or 200 millisecond to,
Mm.
parang sounds human siya. Kahit nga yung, alam mo, yung may mga voice AI na ngayon na parang sounds human.
Yes.
Pero mahalata mo pa rin kapag sobrang tagal sumagot kasi nga may latency.
Yeah.
Yan.
And then when in terms of RTE kasi, and doon din talaga lumalakas yung user experience sa isang application. Not just siguro sa mga modern application din. Parang yung mismong systems din talaga on kung gaano sila kabilis dun sa response ng ginagawa nila, right? Like for example, 'di ba, may nakita kong use case. Yung for example IoT, yung aso, 'di ba? Or for example, yung nakita ko din sa bagong ni-release na video ng Nvidia, right, na may robot.
May robot.
Na may naka-IoT na maka-robot na talaga. Then, syempre, in the past, right, the way how IoT works, like especially mga locomotive IoTs, right, mabagal sila by nature, right? Because for example, the code, right, hindi siguro yung maturity din ng developer na rin on how they're going to develop that kind of IoT. But right now, there are a lot of tools for you there, right? Na it will help you to create a more modern, at the same time, mas fluid, right? Or dynamic, or mas mabilis mag-response na IoT.
Whether you're a company looking for visibility or a community friend who simply wants to support, every contribution helps us keep delivering episodes twice a week, and even more special features. Check out our sponsorship tiers and join us at patreon.com/kakacomputer.
Sa nakikita ko nga, 'di ba, parang dati meron lang tayo Alexa, Google,
Yes.
yung parang stable lang siya na assistant ganun.
Yeah.
Ngayon, kung gugustuhin mo, kapag makakuha ka ng robot na fluid gumalaw, pwede mo siyang gawing assistant, like pwede mo siyang kausapin, pwede kang gumamit ng mga conversational AI engine, 'di ba? Para bigyan siya ng buhay.
Kasi dati yung mga ganong klaseng IoTs or mga ganong klaseng tinatawag natin yung mga smart devices.
Smart device.
Right? Yung mga ganong klaseng mga smart devices, kapag nag-chat ka doon, hindi na nag-chat, tumawag mo, pag tinawag mo yun, most likely may mga certain delays, 'di ba, na bago siya sumagot. Like for example, nagsabi ako, hey, what's the weather for today? This is the weather, di ba? Medyo matagal. And then RTE addresses that gap na yung seconds na yun nga, na imbes na gantong seconds lang siya kasi we're not talking about seconds nga, we're talking about milliseconds. So mga milliseconds na to make it yung engagement is really make it as tawag ito as natural as how you talk to human being. Nakikita ko din tong gantong klaseng RTE kung gaano siya kagaling na way back before, right? Kasi way back before yun nga ganun katagal. For example, kung pag nakikipag-usap ako kay ChatGPT or kay Gemini Pro,
medyo right? Siya, no?
Ngayon kasi parang sabihin natin dahil sa AI kasi yan, kaya ganyan kabilis. Right? But AI is actually part of RTE. Right?
Actually nga, di ba pag may pag-communicate ka ngayon sa mga LLM or yung parang dito, for consumer, yung mga chat, may mga options na doon na like yung basic lang, and then meron doon deep, parang dito, yung may thinking part, like mas mahaba siya before mag-respond.
Yes.
Diba? So yung sa basic pa lang, pinabilis na nila, ganun.
Yeah. And that's how the important of RTE is. Right? Kasi it really make your although AI, right, it will make your application in the market yung mga AI, yung mga LLMs. But RTE will make it more connected to human, right, for consumption and for users and for user experience talaga. Diba?
It gets to be, parang yung mga antag dito, mga IoT devices naging interactive. Tapos kung mapapansin mo nga, yung IoT ngayon na tinatawag, dati parang way back 10 years, few years back, IoT is just parang big thing siya ngayon, di ba? Pero ngayon, they get to attach AI, IoT na, di ba? Kung parang AI na and then IoT, parang nagiging isang bagay na siya.
Yeah, and the way, especially kapag sa bahay, right? For example, yung mga smart TV, right? Yung mga smartwatches natin, hindi natin na-realize that kaya madali silang, kaya sila kaya ganito kaganda yung mga bagay nito. Kasi usually, yung mga ganong klaseng, 10 years before, right, 10 years ago, by normal, mabagal talaga sila kasi nga hindi sila as heavy usage. They're not designed as a heavy usage as the smartphones, the earphones, right? Pero itong mga TV na, mas mabilis na rin eh. Right? Ganun sila ka-advanced na. Kasi, then again, I would argue talaga that having AI feature in your products, right, or in your application will make it, put it in the market, competitive in the market. But will make you unique is your ITE.
Yeah.
Right? Yung how you're going to make your users na really connected and at the same time natural doon sa product mo on how they're going to use it. Diba? And kung yung fluidity din ng application mo is based on how well responds yung mga systems na natin. And then siguro dito na pumapasok yung developer's role. How do you make those systems tawag dito? How do you actually make those systems as natural is you implement RTE architectures.
Yeah.
Diba?
So, ayun nga, sabi ko kanina, parang ang dali-dali na mag-build, diba? Sobrang dali na lang. Kumbaga, kung may time ka lang, kung trip mo lang, halimbawa, hobby mo lang mag-build ng mga systems, diba? Sobrang dali na ngayon. Ngayon, pero kasi kung mag-build ka ng isang bagay na gusto mo talaga na in production, kailangan mo talaga mag-rely sa mga infrastructure talaga na binild na para doon. At para mas makapag-focus ka mismo sa mismong product na gagawin mo.
Yeah, especially, for example, you're a startup, right? And actually maganda yung nakita ng maganda yung product ng Agora, no? Because it will have you more control on your infrastructure. Kasi for example, kapag binato kasi natin yan sa ibang provider, black box yung infrastructure mo doon. Hindi ka walang masyadong control. Right? Kasi ngayon, as a startup company, you need to configure what kind of, for example, model that you're going to use, right? Kung cost-effective ka. At the same time, hindi mo na poproblemahin yung pag-manage ng mga infrastructure niyo because that provider, which is Agora, manages it for you. You focus on the business na.
Akala mo na parang mas okay na ako nang gagawa, di ba? Pero when it comes to cost efficiency, mahirap siyang gawin. So, mas maganda kung halimbawa, mag-focus ka sa mismong product, then hayaan mo yung mga services na to na gawin yung bagay na kung saan sila expert, diba?
Yes. And kasi we go all in out kasi for example, how to implement AI in our product, how do we implement LLM in our product, how do we implement RAG in our product, right? But then again, those products is okay, diba? May AI. But what makes it really competitive, what's really make it not just competitive in the market, because that's how does work there. It's how do we make it more connected to the users? It's by the power of RTE.
Yes.
Right?
And also they have, pag startup ka, you have to deal with the securities.
Yeah.
Diba?
Then,
doon pa lang parang ang dami mo nang kailangan.
And the provider will patch that for you already.
Kasi alam mo yung mga yung mga data exchange, 'di ba? Importante niya na dapat nasa secure siya, 'di ba? Kasi lalo na kung startup ka, mahirap na ma-issue ka sa mga ganun. Kahit nga yung mga malalaking company, 'di ba? Iniiwasan na ma-relate sila sa kahit anong data issue like data breach, 'di ba?
So, for siguro pinaka last question na lang natin to is that how do you see the role of RTE more in the future na ngayon may mga AI na?
I think siguro kung gagawa ka siguro ng let's say voice AI, 'di ba? So Yeah, maganda yung syempre mabilis siya mag-respond, 'di ba?
Yes.
So, yung mga LLM available na diyan, pwede kang mag-pick ng kahit ano. Kaso when it comes to efficiency, 'di ba? Parang
Yung
'di ba,
friction kasi ng galaw ng data, 'di ba? Yun din
tapos 'di ba kapag gagamit ka ng multimodal na LLM, 'di ba? So,
Ayun.
it
Okay.
consumes more token,
Yes.
'di ba? Like magpapasa ka ng audio and then mag-output siya ng audio, mas maraming token, hindi siya cost efficient.
Yeah.
So, para matanggal mo yung blocker na yun, pwede kang gumamit ng text-based modality na na LLM, and then dun ipasa mo dun siya sa may mga RTE para kahit na naka-cascading model siya, low latency pa rin siya, 'di ba?
Exactly. And the role of RTE more in the future kasi critical na siya ngayon, right? And then there will be a lot of over-engineering is gonna happen more kasi ang daming ang daming tools na nagsisilabasan din talaga. Right. And then syempre, one of the junior developers advised din. Siguro ako din. Pinaparindigan ko din yung sarili ko din. Kasi I tend to over-engineer. Right. And yung over-engineering product is yung frictions din ng galaw na kapag ganito dapat yung on how you going to design a system. When there's an actual domain na out there that cater that for you. Right. Which is yung RTE din.
Tsaka para mas makapag-focus ka talaga dun sa may uniqueness ng system mo or yung app mo, 'di ba? So mas madali mo siyang ma-market.
Kasi most likely kasi kapag if you're dealing with audio or video features, right? Kasi minsan kailangan mong isipin yung infrastructure, yung galaw ng data from consumer to your system, right? Hindi minsan ka na nagfo-focus dun sa mismong feature na sinasabi ng leadership Nagfo-focus ka na dun on how you're going to maintain that feature, right? And if may tool na ginagamit, which is yung mga Agora products, to have those infrastructure catered.
Tsaka ang tricky din mag-work sa audio and video. Kasi akala mo ang dali lang na simple na ito get connected sila, 'di ba? Video to video.
Yeah,
pero yung mga quality issues nandyan yan. Sobrang ang laki ng alam mo yan, napaka-diverse ng variable.
File type pa lang, 'di ba?
File type, codecs,
yes.
dyan din yung mga network issues, may mga jitter, packet loss. Iba-iba apekto niyan sa media transmission.
And at least right now, right? Kasi minsan hindi masyado na pag-uusapan to. Right? Mostly AI kasi
yung topic niya.
Pinag-uusapan. But right now, at least we were able to we were able to see this, right? And we were able to discuss this, that in the world of there's AI features, right? RTE is gonna make it how we're going to humanize it or connect it to people.
Yeah.
Thanks to our sponsors, Agora, Tutorials Dojo, Young CTO, Amazon Web Services User Group Philippines, and Facebook subscribers. On to our next episode.